What's going on, guys? My name is Tefty Teft. Welcome to Tower Talk number 15, I believe.
It is number 15.
What a delight. It's an afternoon delight. We got Blue Westlow here.
Hello. That song is not age appropriate, but hello.
Afternoon delight. And then we got Real Crafty here.
Hello.
He's known as the bowl cut slayer. He is slays thy bowl cuts. So why are you such a scrub in PvP, man?
Well, it all started when I made my character in Destiny, and I ended up making a hunter instead of making a sun singing warlock.
Oh,
I think that's where I went wrong to begin with, and
Agreed.
then on top of that, I'm just really gross and not very good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's about it. I can't get better.
You can't get better, man. You know, if only you could carry. If you did control carries, where you carry five people through control, like maybe you'd be on the god tier. Could you agree with that?
I've tried. I'm always at the bottom.
Always at the bottom. That means you're getting all the rewards,
Which
though.
technically I'm carrying. They're on my shoulders if you look at on the scoreboard.
Exactly. Yeah. For those that don't know that are listening right now, Crafty is a god at PvP. He consistently does double carries in Trials of Osiris and double carries through probably the worst matchmaking time in Destiny's history. So it's pretty impressive. It's fantastic. He's very funny on the streams. Do you wanna talk about how you got started, man?
I started streaming when Destiny first came out. I ran around with the fusion rifle in Rumble, and I guess I thought I was pretty decent at the game. Thought maybe someone might want to watch it, and that's pretty much it. I just streamed for like 8+ hours a day, every day, for like a year.
For anybody wondering, can you be successful and stream to the console? Crafty is a premier example of that. You average typically like 3,000 viewers via console when you're doing trials carries. There it is, right there. That's proof that the console streaming can in fact pay off and be a successful venture right there.
I mean, at the very beginning of streaming, the biggest thing is like first of all you have to know that you want to do this. So obviously everyone's like, yo, it'd be so cool if I could play video games for a living, but like you're gonna stream and you're gonna get maybe one person that pops in your stream a day. You're gonna stream for hours and hours and hours for absolutely nobody. You just have to build your audience up. But my advice is just to talk to yourself, because like people will pop in, like people look for like small streamers like that to pop in. And if you're just sitting there staring at your screen, no one's gonna, like, you know, maybe someone will be like, yo, what up? But like if you're like talking, like maybe you made someone laugh, then they'll talk and like drop a follow. My thing is I grinded to the #1 DTR, and I held that for about 6 months, and that got me a lot of views. I wouldn't exactly say that they were like loyal viewers by any means. There was a lot of people like coming in like, fuck you, Craft, you're not #1, my friend is. It's like that kind of thing. So for me, it was a little different. I had more exposure because I had that arbitrary rank.
Because you had a big PP. That's what you're saying. So you wooed people with big PP syndrome, and then so 3 months it took you to get roughly like 20 viewers consistently.
A lot of time put into it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very difficult process growing, and it involves a lot of unpaid time. For anybody wondering,
like I was averaging around 300-ish viewers when Trials of Osiris first came out, and that right there is what just exploded my channel. Trials blew my channel up. It's
technically endgame content that is pretty exclusive. So there's a strong pull and desire to be able to see that endgame content. And it's PvP, so it's exciting. As we all know, Destiny PvP is an exciting place, even though the actual the actual balance can be a little rough.
We're almost there. Thorn is no longer just tearing everyone a new one, which is fucking awesome because that gun sucks. But in terms of like class balance, there are definitely subclasses that are way better than the other subclasses.
Oh, really? Wow, which ones? Which one are you talking about?
Also, the shade step glitch is pretty ridiculous as well. I almost wanna complain about the wombo combo, but at the same time, the like just your grenade by itself is ass. Like the smoke nade's really good. You can't deny that the smoke nade's like amazing, but like the void wall, vortex, those are terrible. But I have been literally like one shot by a wombo combo before, which I thought was a little.
You can
much.
Definitely get one shotted by the wombo combo. It does take 2 cooldowns to reproduce it, but it's powerful, but at the same time, their super is very situational. You know, so
it is, and that's another thing. That's what they need. I think Bungie needs to fix it. The super needs to activate immediately. Like it needs to activate immediately. There's been so many times I'm in my arc blade and someone shoots me in the forehead with an arrow and I still kill them and I'm safe because their teammates are nowhere around. That's dumb. That's really dumb.
I think the biggest thing is that when they nerfed the arc bolts and fire bolts, they also did like a ninja buff to the Viking funeral. So technically, fire bolts with Viking funeral are doing like slightly more than they used to before the 2.0 update. So that's like, I don't understand why they did that at all when the whole point was to nerf bolts and you buff fire bolts. I don't get it. Even as a dude who loves warlocks, it's like, I don't understand why you would...
main a warlock?
Deej plays warlock, therefore Bungie plays warlocks, therefore Bungie hates hunters.
But no.
Arc bolts chain, you know, which is nice, but did they actually change the skip grenades? I don't remember if they added...
I don't know. I think they just feel more potent because more people are using them because arc bolts are
I
bad.
think that might have been what it is, because the arc bolt, you know, one tap with Thorn combo from year one was stupid, you know. And then they nerfed that, and then everybody started using skip grenades, which I complain about from time to time, but they're not nearly as bad as what the arc bolts were.
But a lot of people try to compare skip nades to arc bolts, and it's like, how... Like, dude, yeah, skip nades are super fucking annoying, but at least you can run away from it. At least it doesn't burn your whole entire HP bar. And it's just, people try to make that comparison to me, and I just facepalm every time.
But yeah, I don't think skip grenades like broken.
Yeah, maybe like a little less tracking.
Could use a tiny bit of tweaking.
I
but
honestly
it's not
think I think it would
don't
be
bring
really
the
cool
hatchet
if
down
every
on
grenade in the game only, well, I mean, aside from like say incendiaries or like flashbangs or suppressions, but like any like nade that will hit you if you're near it and like do full damage, I think it should only take your shield down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it just takes you to half HP. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah. Agreed.
I know with incendiary grenades, those take quite a bit of skill to actually land, so I'd understand if those are a little more. And then the storm grenade is super trash, so I can understand if you hit someone with a direct bolt, that'd do a little more. But for the most part, yeah, they're just.
Well, it's also some of like the ease. Like the reason why the firebolt is broken is that it can trigger the damage over time. You just put it in the vicinity, and if it tags, then you're good to go. You can charge in and get the kill. Yeah, it's, I hate to say low skill grenade, but honestly it is in that category of you just casually chuck in that area, and if they're in the vicinity, they do get hit by it.
Like a really good player on a Sunsinger is pretty dumb.
Yeah, yeah. With Flame Shield, they get, you know, like if they do Radiance and they get Flame Shield, it's very difficult to overcome. Yeah,
I agree that every class has something that's pretty damn strong. The thing about Sunsingers is they have two things that are really, really fucking strong, and their neutral game is better than a Night Stalker. Their neutral game is like basically fucking. There's no challenging their neutral game. They're just that good. They're just good in just about every situation.
With a ridiculously long melee range.
If you get close to them, it's all right. I'll just win the melee battle with a flame shield, which I don't think the problem is flame shield. I think the problem is that the combination of firebolt and flame shield just turns you into a mini fucking raid boss. No,
I mean also if you go into if you have a melee off with somebody and they have flame shield, they're gonna win because they can get every single time they have that increased hit.
One melee will take you down to 1 HP, like literally 1 HP with the burn.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. It should be the same thing as like a hunter melee where it's like you're basically like slapping in front of you if your cooldown's not up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like how backstab works, where
exactly like blink strike. So like I can blink strike you from quite a bit, like quite a distance. But once my blink strike cooldown is gone, like I have to get up in your face to melee you. I don't think the flame shield's really that big of a deal. I'm more concerned with the melee range after the flame shield. Like the flame shield, I get it. It's part of the class. It's whatever. And yeah, you might lose the melee battle, but it's not like huge in my opinion, like firebolts are.
That was my Crimson Dubbies, bro. It was literally my whole night was just two self-res warlocks, and I was like, this makes me sad to play my class. I love this class. Why are you doing this? You're making us look awful.
Yeah, well, we have not talked about yet with self-res.
My thing is that rarely does anyone really pull off a really good self-res. Like 90% of the time, that self-reser is gonna get like chopped the fuck down immediately.
Unless the enemy chokes. I choke a lot too. Like I'll like derp like the snipe, but you can snipe them and kill them before they can even.
No, that's true.
So.
But that's also that's their error for getting in there, dying in a place that's very open. You know, if you're smart about it and you die, and then you wait for them to go 3v to your teammates, and then you pop that self res when they're not looking because they're trying to 3v2 your teammates, then it's like that can reset a round right there easily. For all those out there, I'm not trying to crap on Sunsingers. Like I do enjoy it.
I am. I am.
I'm trying to crap on Firebolts.
That's literally the only thing.
Like Firebolts can go. Firebolts can go, man.
100%. That's how I feel, and that's the only reason why Sunsingers are so annoying to me. Is like, I'm like pushing up. I'm gonna snipe like right off the right at the beginning of the round in trials, and just my entire team gets hit by a firebolt, and it's like, all right, boys, we'll be back in an hour. BRB. It's just
gonna
so
go get
dumb.
some smoothies.
You burn for way too long.
You do.
Yeah. Like I said, even if they didn't reduce the initial damage, which I think they should, double up the burn so I don't burn for an hour.
Yeah, very interesting stuff, guys. Very interesting. How has the matchmaking changed for you, Crafty?
I'm not gonna lie, it has been more laggy for me this weekend.
Oh, okay. So it was more of a laggy experience supposedly they were saying
when did that change happen?
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday,
not,
okay.
Yeah, not this week's Tuesday, but the prior Tuesday. Supposedly they implemented matchmaking for all things Crucible that was going to be more prioritizing connection overall across the board.
Dude, I fought... it was almost like every other game I fought. Two dudes on the enemy team had red bars. Like, there was one time when I was, like, sniping. I was, like, hard scoping. Because, like, that's what I do. I'm really good at the game. And, like, this dude, he wasn't there, and then he just teleported in front of me and headshot me. And it was just like, oh, okay. Like, that's sick, dude, I guess.
The past few months for me, it's definitely been a struggle to want to play PvP with the way the matchmaking has been for me. I don't know. Do you ever experience that in PvP, or are you just so much godlike that like you have enough god residue on you that like even if it gets scooped a little bit, it doesn't even matter?
Yeah, I'm like from Friday to Monday, I'm playing trials, and that's what I'm doing. And I get to play with my viewers. It's super fun. Yeah, like there might be some lag or something stupid might happen, but like for the most part, I have a really good time like playing with all the homies on the weekend. But during the week, I do not play Destiny. I do not go into Control.
You take a break.
For sure. I'll play different games during the week and try to stream them.
Do you want to talk about what you've been playing in the middle of the week?
I've been playing this cool new game. Called The Division.
What?
And it is fucking awesome.
Wait, you're having fun
so
playing The
good.
Division?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm all about it.
What do you like about The Division in a nutshell?
Last night, I was in the Dark Zone, and we were just chilling, having some drinks, and we're like, yo, guys, should we go on a manhunt right now? And so we did, and it was fucking epic. Like, there was just, like, the entire lobby was just chasing us. Like, we were just mowing people down, like, going through, like, the subway. Like, it's just so good. The game is so good. And it was so intense, too, and, like, we ended up surviving the manhunt, and it's just, like, such a good feeling.
Awesome. What you're saying is your godlike powers from Destiny have transferred over.
I guess so. Right? I'm really good at running away. So,
what do you think Destiny could adopt from the Division? Because I'm done with the comparisons. I don't want to make any comparisons. Be like, oh, Destiny this, the Division that, blah blah blah.
Here we go. All right.
I don't want to have any of that type of discussion. What I do want to say is that there's a lot of there's great things in the Division.
Geared
there's
up
great
for this.
things in the Division, and there's some things that absolutely should be adopted by Destiny. What do you guys think? You know?
I honestly like one of the huge things I like about the Division is the loot system. I like not knowing if there's gonna be a better thing that I'm gonna get, because like that's one of the things like that when I first started playing Destiny, I was like, oh my god, like there is gear out there that I don't even know exists and I want to get it. But like that's how I feel right now about the Division, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. But I feel like with the RNG and with like the fact that you can like craft things that will like possibly be better than what you have, because there's that RNG there. It's more RNG just like Destiny, but I feel like it's not as dumb. Like it's not a set piece of armor. It's like, yo, I'm gonna craft the same piece of armor that I have, but hopefully I'm gonna roll some like god tier perks on it.
Everything that you get from this game matters toward something. So if you get a bunch of trash that you don't like, you can dismantle it, quote unquote dismantle it, and it'll count toward, say, buying that nice piece of high-end gear that you maybe want to get. You can find anything. You just find stuff everywhere, and all that stuff. That's the thing I like the most, is it just matters toward what you want to do. Nothing is wasted, or it's just like, oh, I guess I'll just mantle this for like a modalite, and you never touch that modalite because, like, well, what are you gonna use that modalite on? Nothing. Whereas here, it's, I don't know, it's just very robust. They feed you, like they spoil you a lot with a ton of loot, and then the crafting system is really, really good. That's another thing I really like
that's where it's
about
shining.
Division, is you can craft. It's like like Destiny's re-rolling system, but instead of just re-rolling a gun that you got with like no restrictions, basically, with Division, it's like, all right, well, you can keep recrafting a gun to keep making more and more. Obviously, it's expensive, but you're getting a very, very, very valuable weapon every time. It might not be the best weapon,
or the best
but that's
version.
kind of the whole point of it all. You're always chasing that gun that you really love for something that's better than it.
Their endgame reward system, or at least part of it, has this set up to where you get loot, and it's stuff that you don't necessarily need to use, so you dismantle it. That becomes parts for crafting, and a big way of getting the high-end gear, which could be considered exotics, not exactly exotic because you can have multiple high-ends equipped. The big way of getting that high-end gear is spending those crafting materials into crafting a new high-end piece of gear.
One could say crafty materials.
Oh, real crafting materials. Let's
dirty.
go. You spend those materials on, and it's very expensive, on a new piece of high-end gear, and it may or may not roll with things that you want on it, and thus keeps the loop happening. And there's also 6 slots of armor instead of, actually, now that I think about it, we do have 6 slots because we have a ghost as well, but they just feel different in Destiny.
Yeah, but let's face it, like, no one cares about the artifact or the ghost.
That's true. The artifact is very just, okay, we have an artifact.
Yeah,
right
I never even understood that. I was like, what is this, dude? What is? Yeah, cool. I get some
cool
glimmer.
artifact,
That's
bro.
What
sick.
do with this?
Nice sun stick. Very nice.
But another cool thing, though, about the Division is not only can you craft things and look for that RNG piece that you're trying to get, if you get, like, say you get a drop or something, you're like, oh, this thing is, like, really good, you can go and you can re-roll one specific stat on that piece of armor.
Right. Like Diablo.
Which I think
right?
is awesome.
Division gives you the tools to min-max your stats right from the get-go, whereas in Destiny, it's just kind of like, well, if you find that armor piece that happens to give you it, then, I mean, congrats.
Yeah. Now, you do have glass needles, but you can only re-roll exotic armor. And obviously, you have at least 3 other pieces of legendary that you equip in Destiny. So they adopted a lot of things from Diablo, which is very smart because Diablo learned a ton in its history, in its franchise history of loot and proper loot. And they took the best of it, to be honest. They really did. And another layer that's in there that I think Destiny really could benefit from to increase the excitement of loot drops and min-maxing is the mod system. I think the mod system is very interesting. It's another level in RNG, for sure, to try to min-max your character, but it keeps it interesting, and it gives another reason for a lot of loot to explode every time you're killing.
Yeah, the gun modding is so satisfying. Just putting everything, always looking for that new mod. It comes back to what I said. Everything that you do in this game has the potential to matter. It doesn't matter what you get. It probably matters. Whether it be crafting, whether it be finding like a new attachment, might be better than your new, or that might be better than like an old attachment you had. And then you can mod your armor too, which is like the dopest shit. Like, you can put these cool little stats on your armor, and you can play so many ways. Despite the end game being kind of small right now, the fact that they give you so many different ways to play based on your preference is really, really cool.
But that's another cool thing that I'm kind of excited to get into as well, is like, I feel like there's a lot of different ways that you can play the game. Like, if you want to go like full firearms and just blast kids with your guns, like, fuck yeah. But like, I want to see, I really like want to see someone that stacked their skill power up and are just like, just motherfucking
Tossing
people
out
with
turrets
nades, dude. Yeah, like, I really want to see that.
We all love Destiny, and we're going to continue to love Destiny when release updates or content drops happen. But Division has been a very fun distraction. I'm excited to see where it goes in the future, and I'm also excited, hopefully, that Bungie takes note to some of the good things from their game design and potentially adopts it. You know?
Let us work toward stuff. I don't want to just like get random stuff. I would love to work toward things to get them. Gun skins, sure, why not? Better rolls on my guns, let me work toward it, man. Let me earn my keep.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that's the podcast, guys. Don't you think?
Adios, amigos. Until next time.
You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter, twitter.com/Teft. And also catch the streams I do for PlanetDestiny at the Twitch channel for PlanetDestiny and my personal Twitch page, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft.
And you can find me, Blue Weslow, on Twitter at Blue Weslow, twitch.tv/Blue Weslow, and then you'll never see me on youtube.com/Blue Weslow.
You guys can catch me at my Twitter at RealCrafty, and also at my Twitch, twitch.tv/RealCrafty. I also don't ever use YouTube. I have one, but you won't find anything there ever.
Woo!
I love dick.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.